how the role came to you, and obviously a lot of prep because it's a very physically demanding role. So talk to
Gee.
me about.
Uh, so there are actually two questions clubbed in one. I'm going to start with the
Yeah.
first one. How I bagged it was the normal procedure of getting a call and auditioning for it. And I've been wanting to work with Neeraj sir for almost a decade and a half. I think close to 14 years. So I had gotten a call earlier also in between, I think about 4 5 years back, but then things couldn't work out. But when I got the call again by the casting directors Shubham and Tushan, and I auditioned for it, and it went smooth from there on. And but I'm just so grateful that I got to work with Neeraj sir, whom I'd been wanting to work for so long, and.
Right.
So it's just been a dream come true for me, honestly speaking. And the physical aspect of it, I gained about 10.5 kgs for Abhay.
Right.
Yeah, so beefed him up, made him look a little more menacing, and how fierce and strong he looks physically. And then obviously the most important part was to understand the mental aspect of Abhay. And so the physical training, the mental training, but in terms of the physical training, like you asked, we I incorporated a lot of varieties of training. I've been training for since I was in school, so that's been very very long and in varieties of training. But when for Abhay particularly, I because when you gain so much weight and you beef up, the body gets really stiff and you look stout. And I didn't want Abhay to be like that. So we didn't want Abhay to be like that. So I trained in MMA, in hand-to-hand combat, in uh, agility training, in flexibility training, and just clubbed all of them together so that he's agile and he's out there. And obviously the kicking boxing was also a part of it. And that's that. And just finding the pulse of the character, I believe, is very very important. So, and I'm happy that we got it right, and people are praising it, and people are appreciating the hard work put in by the whole team, you know.
What do you think was the pulse of the character? Because there are I mean, there are all kinds of spies here. You have Himmat Singh, who uses just his brain. I mean, his brain is like the biggest muscle in his body, you know. And then there is Karan, who's a mix of both. And then there's you, who seems to be driven purely by loyalty and by his physical prowess. I mean, he's almost blindly loyal to, his boss. So there are different kinds of spies also that we see in special ops.
So,
What for you was to find the pulse? I mean, what was the pulse of Abhay for you?
uh, I wouldn't second what you said about Himmat sir. I'm sure he would know better, far better, because he's been at it and he's a phenomenal artist. He's a phenomenal actor that you get to learn from so much from him, who inspires you, to be a better performer. I personally feel that we all use our brain. And Himmat
Right,
sir,
of
if I
course,
have
but
to if I have to word his character in one word, I think it would be intelligent. So, but for Abhay, but I can only gauge by what I see in him and his understanding, because he's also emotionally extremely vulnerable. So I think there's a similar thing that with Abhay, who's because of his training has been the way he is, and but his connection with his mentor, which is portrayed by Tota Rai Chaudhary, has been uh, was extremely strong. And I think when you talk about him being emotionally intelligent, and the one word which I was really thoroughly following was revenge,
right.
and being focused towards taking the revenge for the death of his mentor. And that is somewhat because of the track is what defined Abhay for me. And yes, the that's yeah, that's that for Abhay, because being focused, there were times when the physical training takes a toll, when you're at it and you're doing varieties of it, and you're also gaining weight, and you're physically, it is extremely demanding. And there are times when you really want to give up and take a breather and say, "Yeah, I can't do it today." But that is the time that connecting with Abhay's mindset really helped. Just keep at it, being extremely focused, and just getting the job done, and not stopping till it is done. So I think that kind of helped me push the barrier many a times that I felt like giving up as Vikas.
Right. So, how exactly did you put on the weight? I mean, did you have to eat a lot, or what did you do?
So I what I did was, because there was also muscle mass, the combination of muscle mass plus the fullness of the muscle had to be done. So I incorporated some foods that were getting inflammation in my body. So that inflammation works in making it fuller. But obviously, it was supported with a lot of good amount of protein intake, good fat, and that kind of helps me put in the energy that is required. And so I had all of that, kind of blending it with a lot of physical training, made away what it was, what it is for that matter.
And you seem to have lost all that weight now. So,
11 kgs.
you've lost that. How did you lose?
Yeah, I've lost 11 kgs. How did I lose? So I
Yeah.
obviously first omitted out the foods that were causing that inflammation in the body. Then cut down on the fats and the carbs that I was loading and taking earlier. And obviously that shed a lot of water, and the heaviness that the body and the bloating the body had immediately. And then again the training changed, because uh, regular training, what I do, I upped the cardios when I wanted to lose weight. I went with a lot of HIIT training with the weights. And so yeah, that's how I ended up losing that weight that I had put on for a
Have you
bit.
got have you got a lot of calls?
Sorry.
Have you got a lot of calls? Have you got a lot of
They've been
people
the
telling
the
you that they want
the
to hire you for this, that, and the other?
but I just shared something, saying that the love hasn't stopped pouring, and the blessings haven't stopped coming my way, and I'm extremely grateful for it. So from the love that I gotten in my first show that I did as Huda from Left Right Left was unimaginable at that point in time. And it's been 19 years, 18 to 19 years to Left Right Left, and that love never stopped. Whether I was on sabbatical, whether I was doing some other television work, the Huda was always the reason behind so much of love that was being showered upon me. And that continued. So when Abhay came in, that love that was sustaining for so long has magnified by, I think, almost 10x, because a lot of new people have joined in and have, in terms of appreciating and showering praises. So yes, it feels beautiful, and I'm extremely grateful for so much of love coming in. Honestly speaking, when I did that as an actor, I just went out there, did my job, came back, and the show was getting delayed because of the merger, as it has been told also by the production, because the merger that was happening between Jio and Hotstar, and we all kept waiting for it. But I didn't expect, that so much of love and appreciation would come my way. For me, I was just always, like I said, it was a dream come true working with Neeraj sir. So for me, that was more than enough. That was the highlight of me working and having getting an experience to work with him and learn from him. So yeah, that was already a big high for me. But then now, how the responses turned out, how the memes are getting made, how the messages are coming, how the DMs are coming, the comments are coming, the calls are coming. It I feel it gives me a sense of exhilaration, you know, and I'm very happy that people are liking and acknowledging our efforts. And yeah, that's that.
What does fame, what does this kind of fame mean now that you're somewhat older and it's come after a period of time? What does it mean for you?
Uh, the fame means to me, I don't know, honestly speaking. I don't think I have, uh, reached a level where I'm being loved and recognized by everyone walking on the street and everyone watching the content. But I believe that uh, it just gets defined differently, with the job that you've done. Like for left, right, left, when the social media wasn't active, when we didn't have so much
Yeah,
of connection with the outside world, so to say, through social media or
yeah.
others. That time only used the polls used to be there from the channels and so on, and them those itself were so amazingly rewarding. And those are the times when Huda became an overnight sensation, and I used to have letters signed with real blood and so on and slid under the door. So those were the times that that suddenly recognition hits you. So for fame would be me would be to be recognized nationally and internationally, and for my work, and what leads to the floodgates of opportunities opening, that I don't have to worry about going back to the struggle that I was going through to make this happen. And I think, in truest sense, if I have to be talking about fame, then I think the life, when the journey ahead of work coming in and the work, the input and the output is accelerated, then I think that I believe in truest form is when you think that the fame has started coming in and you started to get famous.
What was the intervening period like? Was it a lot of struggle?
Intervening as an intervention of what?
As in between left, right, and
So yeah,
now?
so after left, right, left, I went on to take a sabbatical because I was again inundated and flooded with so many offers that were coming in television and in films. And with the limited understanding I had that in point of time, I started to work behind the camera. I started to write, started to work on the craft, and so I took a sabbatical for 4 or 5 years, and then I came back to television. And but it wisened me up. It humbled me down as an artist and as a human being, recognizing and realizing how much effort goes behind the camera to make a product. Those were the times when it was not so easy to be able to go and send through emails and so on. Those were the times when you would get meetings from studios after months and months, and you go on to pitch and then see the culmination of it. And the journey was way too long. And there was a time when the corporate hadn't hit our industry, and but so it really taught me just to keep my head down, and not being swayed by the success and take it to my head, and so then I got back to television, and of course I was welcomed with open arms. Mena Bulingi happened, then uh, Gulam happened, wherein I portrayed Veer, who was a madcap, who's an out and out negative guy, but with a height, with a heart, and who would open up only for a very limited one, two people, or very, very few people. And so yeah, so again, a lot of love that I got for it helped me continue, and I did Jhansi Ki Rani, which was wherein I portrayed King Gangadhar Rao, which was a positive guy, which was a positive character. And then my love for Shiva happened to be manifested, and I portrayed Mahadev in Namaha. And then COVID happened, and then life changed for me and for all of us, for that matter. But that, I believe, is one of the major turning points uh, in my life towards understanding the meaning of life. From I can clearly demarcate how the understanding of life was before COVID and how it became afterwards. Wherein I realized that it is so unpredictable that we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I saw the people just are here today and not there tomorrow, and just life just became so unpredictable and was just everything, all the goals that you set in, all the struggle that you're going through, and the aspirations that you have, that actually meant nothing, because when all of that, we get swayed. The struggle gets even more painful when when you've not achieved the goals you've set out for. The luxuries that you want in life are not going how, or not met how you would want it to, or them to be. And the struggle of finding good roles, of working with such amazing directors, which I still want to do it. And I think I'm going to continue to believe in that till the day I'm alive. So that kind of changed for me. And that turning point was liberating, yet at the same time was very painful, because uh, initially you were forced to sit at home and you couldn't do any work. Thankfully, me and my close ones are all safe, hearty, and healthy. And but that had taken that those COVID waves took a huge toll, on all of us. Uh, Having said it, I think that changed me as a person towards, and my outlook towards life and situations and things started to change. And that is how Gunjan convinced me, my partner Gunjan convinced me to do Big Boss. I have a small stint there, and that is how I ended up doing it. After saying no about 7, 8 times in the past, I realized that I think I should experience that. I'm extremely happy that it was very limited for 3 weeks, and because that experience was gained, but at the same time, I also know that I'm not meant for that kind of show. And then, of course, the struggle towards finding a good project, aligning with good people, working with good directors and producers, uh, was the case. And then when you're financially insecure, when the fears are creeping in and your insecurities are at the peak, you do end up getting swayed by all the work that is coming in television and so on. But I realized that life is so unpredictable that I got to stick to my guns and just be at it. And thanks to so many people who are actually angels in my life. To start with Bholenath, I think his hand has always been there, and he just pulled me out of the slumber and the depression that I was going through. And there've been so many times that I want to give up and go back home and start something else and do all of that. But my partner Gunjan really again, stood by me and pulled me out of it, kept encouraging me, kept pushing me towards the direction that I want to work. And then again, there were so many testing times that I didn't have money in my account, so I couldn't afford to do many of the workshops that I wanted to do. But it was just so uh, divinely intervened, and God sent angels in my life who, nudged me towards it, who told me that I told them that I don't have money and I can't afford the workshops, but I really want to be part of it. They said that don't pay us, just come and do the workshop. We'll be more than happy for you to be a part of it. And how, those are the things that really continued pushing me towards the direction that I so wanted to work towards. And then I'm so happy and grateful, to the casting team, which is Shubham and Trishan, to Neeraj sir, who thought of me again and came to me and offered me Abhay. And fortunately, it all worked out. And now it is all there in front of all of you all to see it.
Wonderful. You talked about at some point thinking of giving up and going home. Where is home?
Sorry, where is home?
Where is
It's
home?
Delhi,
Yeah.
Delhi, New Delhi.
Okay.
Yeah, the hub.
Talk a little about that. Where are you? Where did you study? How did you land up in Mumbai?
How do I land up in? How did I land up in Mumbai? So I used to
Yeah.
model. I
Where did you
started off.
study in Mumbai?
So
In Delhi, where did you
in Delhi, I
study?
studied in Mira Model School, and I then was in the CAC. I did my sittings there.
Oh, you're from DTSC.
Yeah, yeah. I did my sittings there, and if you're familiar with Delhi, that's where the best parties used to happen. And yeah, so that's that.
So you studied journalism there, or what did you
No, I
study?
studied my BCom pass there, but I
Okay.
did two diplomas along with my graduation. And while I was doing my graduation, I was also doing business management and IT diploma. So
Acha.
yeah, so all of that, and then I used, because I've been an athlete, and I started my training in gymming in when I was in school. So, and I think I've been a decent looking man, so a guy, and so offers used to come in, and then that's how immediately modeling happened. And I
Okay.
started working and I traveling, and I was doing fairly well. And I used to travel to Bombay for many campaigns, because that's when used to be the big campaigns used to happen.
Yeah.
The advertising campaigns. And so I realized, yeah, the modeling had reached its saturation, and where you're doing the same thing over and over again, which is not creatively satisfying. So then moving to Bombay and pursuing acting was the gradual progression. And when I
Right.
came in here, I did an acting course, and soon after I ended, I got left, right, left. So I was very fortunate that the struggle wasn't there at that point in time. But the struggle started post left, right, left. Like
What
people say
acting
that
workshop did you do?
at that point in time, it was Kishore Namit Kapoor.
Ah, that I think
Because
everybody did that. Yeah.
at that point of time, I think it used to offer, and that was the among the premium ones available. Now there are many,
Yeah.
many brilliant acting coaches that are there who are doing fabulous job. And there's so much to learn from the new lot of acting coaches who've been part of the industry for far more than I have been, and who've got their own understanding of life and of art. So it's really nice to keep learning,
Who
and
have you
continue to
worked with of
rediscover.
late?
Sorry,
Who have you worked with of late? The acting coaches?
my one of my favorites is Abhimanyu Ray. He's got
Sorry?
Abhimanyu Ray.
Oh, okay, right,
Yeah, he's a brilliant acting coach. I love
right.
that guy, and he's so phenomenal and so sharp in how he is, and he writes, he directs, he uh, just makes you understand, helps you understand the pulse of the character and the way forward, and he's amazing. And I've yet to, in fact, I've connected, and even Atul Mungia sir, he's also,
He's supposed to be excellent.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's very good. Then. Then I feel so. There have been many people I have learned from who've played, who's, ultimately you got to, as an artist or as a sportsman or anything, you got to find your own process.
Yeah.
So, nudged here, there, the learnings here, there. Another guy that I'm really looking forward to is Saurabh Sachdeva. And if I get
Ah,
some time, I would want to do his workshop as well. I think he's doing very, very well in training many artists and many actors. In fact, I recommended his and Abhimanyu's Rain to one of my friends that I have known, and I think they're taking the workshops from him. But for me, the experience of learning from Abhimanyu Ray has been liberating, has been really, really nice and knowledgeable, and uh, l- it's just the learning, I think, continues for me, because I think if you seek something very, very genuinely, then I think Bholenath blesses you with it. And yeah, so that's that.
do you come back to Delhi often?
Because of work, I haven't, but I plan to come to Delhi next month for a couple of days. I have some professional and personal commitments there that I want to come back, and I haven't
Do you
met
have
my.
family here?
Yeah, I have family in Delhi. My
Okay.
wife Gunjan is here with me. We stay in Mumbai, but my family visits me often, and I have really, really, I'm blessed with a family who really supports, and is just I don't know. I'm just really happy that I have a family that I have,
What
and
do your parents
I'm
do?
so grateful. My
What do your
dad's a
parents?
businessman. My dad's a businessman.
Huh?
My uh, my we have a family business of iron and steel, and
Okay,
my mom's a housewife. And
right.
my sister, one is an MPT, who's a physiotherapist, and one is a fashion designer who's
Wow.
done her. Yeah, so varieties of people. I'm the black sheep in the family. Yeah.
Hardly. I think they must be very proud of you. Really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the praises and the love continues to flow, and I'm extremely grateful, for it. I embrace all of it with my open arms.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Thank
And I
you.
do wish you all the best. And Abhay was a magnificent role. And but not a very easy role, but you did that very well. Thank you so
Thank,
much.
thank you, Kaveri ji. Thank you for
Thank you.
taking out time to chat. Thank you.
Not at all. Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.